Good morning, TFR.
Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning.
Wake up, it's a brand new day.
Hi, this is Alan. I like Ironworx because it's where everybody knows your name, and they're always glad you came.
I love Ironworx with Josh, Walt and Zach. It's like sitting in your front room having a cosy chat with your best friends.
Hi, it's Diva here, and I just want you to know that Ironworx with Josh, Walt and Zach, it's definitely my favourite dose of reality. Come join the family and keep it flat.
Why sleep in when you could get your dose of iron in the morning? Listen to the Ironworx on TFR.
This is Enlightened Dawn. Roses are red, violets are blue. Iron Realm Media is the best on the plane. To this show, I will forever be true. You guys are truly the best, and I love you guys. I'm so thankful to have you in my life.
Do you like listening to space letters from Never a Straight Answer? Then tune in to The Ironworx with Zach, Walter, and Josh. Break clear of the fear on the Ironworx and become an Iron Scout.
It's Friday, my dudes.
Thank God it's Friday.
And thank God it's Friday. TGIF, everybody. Welcome to the Ironworx right here on Truth Frequency Radio. My name is Josh Corey, and I'm joined this morning by three very good friends and co-hosts. Starting off with one Mr. Walter Johnson, a.k.a. Flat Earth Head on YouTube. Walter, how's your week been, my good sir?
Good morning, Josh. Good morning, everyone. It's been a week for sure. Lots of stuff happening with my little guitars and effects still. You don't want to hear about all my boring stuff, but still trying to work it all out. We'll get there. Maybe this weekend, hopefully. Anyway, just getting ready for today. Big Friday, 2 shows. You know how we do it on Friday. Folks are here. We've got extra folks here. Well, not extra, but just more than normal. I don't know. I'm just rambling. I'll need to shut up and put more coffee in my brain. So how about I do that?
Sounds like a plan. In the meantime, we can say hello to Mr. Zachary Zabala, also known as Good Times for All on YouTube. Zach, how's your week been, sir?
Hey, Josh. Hey, Walt. Hey, Lucas.
Hi.
Not too bad. I figured out the whole painting cabinet thing. I think it was Tuesday, actually, where you can't, go soft with these things. I was worried about, scratching the paint and this and that. And
no flaccid painting
really,
cabinets.
You can... You could put some serious force behind these pads and not mess up that paint. I did not realize that. And buffing is so important. You know what? I hope I never have to paint another cabinet again after this. But it was a great learning experience. I'll say that. I learned quite a bit. Just how they get it to look so perfect. It gives me even that much more respect for the guys that did it back in the day without all the power tools that we have now.
Right? It's a skill. It's a service unto itself, just resurfacing people's cabinets because it's such a pain in the ass.
But yeah, it's coming along. We got some cabinets up. We're going to start pulling down the other side now and getting them all nice and pretty. And yeah, this should go a lot quicker. I got it down now. I know what I'm doing. I have the cycle that you have to do, and yeah, I'm not going to do it 5 times. People paint their cabinets 5 times to get it perfect. That's just insane.
Nah,
Tammy's
one big coat.
Easy to please. No, at least 2. I'll do at least 2 just to get it to where, it looks good. But yeah, I mean, those guys they're good. Those guys who do those, like the car painters and all that kind of stuff, it is an art. So appreciate the next time you go out and your car's all shiny and all nice, the same color everywhere, just be like, wow, that's amazing. Because it really is. It's an art.
It is. You can real easy be a bad painter. But we also have an exciting addition this morning. We get to say hello to Lucas, also known as LC King on YouTube. Lucas, How's your week been, sir?
No, it's been good. Just working on the garden and doing a little bit of research, and so pretty quiet, really. I installed some air cons, which were in my house, which was really good, considering we've got a 42-degree day coming up on, I think, Sunday, and which would be, I think it's 107 in Fahrenheit. So it's good to get a couple of extra cooling units, that's for sure.
Yeah, that's a scary temp. We're talking.
That's hide away. Yeah, hide away in the dark room somewhere.
Is your humidity really bad there? Not
it's
bad,
dry.
but is it high? Dry. Well, okay. 107. Yeah, that'd be uncomfortable. But when it's dry, it's not as bad. Like Florida, in the summertime, I don't know how they did it this summer. They set a record of, I forget how many days straight of over 100 degrees. It was over 100 days of straight 100 degrees. It hit every single day, and they have like 90 to 100% humidity.
Wow.
I couldn't even imagine it.
It's nuts. It's nuts here too. And it's true when it's wet, muggy, hot, humid. It's bad. It's rough. And I always hear, like, when I was heading out that way to take my family out west to Oregon, oh yeah, it's different. It's dry heat. It's a whole different thing. Yeah, it is. Go take a hairdryer and put it on high and blow it in your face for about an hour and a half straight. Then come talk to me about that dry heat. It's not pleasant. It's rough, man. It dries out your nose, dries out your eyes. Yeah, it's got its perks, but I'm not a fan of the dry heat. Apparently, I need to stay moist.
Well, what was worse? I used to be a firefighter, so get called up to go to bushfires and things, and basically, you have the hottest day, then you have to put your boots on, then you have to put your overalls on, then you have to get in a hot car, then you have to go to a fire, and it's just ash, smoke, and now that puts you to the test, that's for sure.
Yeah,
Couldn't
that's
do
no
it.
joke.
Can't do it. Can't do it. Too hot for me.
Way too hot for me.
I'm too Goldilocks like. I need it just right.
Especially in my old age, I find I'm less able to acclimate quickly. So I figure I just have to ride that fence and bitch and moan when it gets too hot or too cold. That's me.
Yeah, 17 years in the old plastic mold injection factories. You get used to the heat. I mean, it was like 90 degrees standing next to those machines when it was 30 degrees Fahrenheit outside, below freezing. So in the summertime, it was just ungodly horrible. I'd just sweat bullets just standing there, pushing buttons on a computer screen. So yeah, the heat, I got used to that. That was just, I don't know. I don't like the cold though. I'm I'm an alligator, I guess, or a turtle. I'll be a turtle, not an alligator. Alligators are mean.
I think they're just mean because they've got a toothache, right? And all those teeth.
And they got no toothbrush.
Well, my week was actually relatively quiet. Big surprise, because that's how I live my life. Quietly. But I was telling the fellas this morning that just as an afterthought, really, I guess it was maybe Sunday night, maybe Monday. It's, been less than a week. We have a philodendron that we've had for a few years. I've almost killed it a couple times. Thought it needed some direct sun. It didn't. Thought it needed some more water. It didn't. So we've had to replant it a few times to try to save it. And it's done really well so far, but a few weeks ago, Dixie knocked the planter down. It was hanging, and it got knocked down, hit the ground, all the dirt came out. Phil, that's what we call our philodendron and Phil. So Phil was all over the floor. So she took him, picked him up, and stuck what few remaining salvageable clippings we had and put them in some glasses of water. There were 3 glasses of water with fill in there so he could reroot and we could replant them, hopefully in a little tighter, compact pot this time. So he's been sitting out there all week, just rerooting. Actually, he's been out there for about 3 weeks, rerooting. And it was Sunday night or Monday that I decided, just got a little wild hair up my ass and decided, you know what, I'm gonna try a magnet just to see if anything happens. So I walked over and snatched one, just a ceramic magnet right off off my refrigerator. I had to actually rearrange some bills just so I could have a spare magnet for my use. So it's maybe the size of a dime, maybe 5 or 6 dimes stacked up. And I just took it and put it on the counter and balanced one of the glasses on top of it just to see what, if anything, might actually happen. And I checked it yesterday, and I'm looking. I thought maybe because we had to replant it a few times, maybe one of these is just older growth, because the leaves were about twice as big in one glass, the glass with the magnet, as in the other 2. I thought, man, that's significant. That's a large difference for less than a week of just philodendron sitting in some water with the magnet underneath it. So I asked Dixie, I said, do you remember one of these being bigger, like considerably bigger than the other 2? Like, was it an older clipping? Was it an older piece of fill that we saved? She says, no, they were all the same. So I showed her, and she was amazed. She says, no, it was definitely not that. There we go. Thanks. I was just getting ready to pull that up. Let's see. I know I should be able to show that on screen a little bigger somehow. Somehow, some way. Let me see what I can do. Naturally.
Yeah, I was just trying to help. If it's easier for you to do it,
no,
go ahead.
Go right back ahead, and I think I got it.
Oh, now I've closed everything. There it is.
There we go. And I can just switch the screen so everybody can see. I'll make it bigger. And there we go. You can see the size of the magnet there on the one in the middle. Yeah, that's just snatched it off the fridge and balanced the glass on top of it. But then the other 2 have no magnet, and that is the difference in the leaves. I was just completely amazed. And it's hard because they're in the water, but there's little root offshoots coming out, right? It's rerooting. That's why it's in the water, so we can get new roots to sprout from these clippings, and then we'll just put these clippings into the dirt. So I couldn't really get a very good shot, but even the roots, they're longer, they're more dense. There's probably 2 or 3 times more roots starting on the one in the center with the magnet than with the other 2. I mean, you can see how much bigger the leaves are. And again, it doesn't really show the difference, but the leaves are considerably darker. It's, I was completely blown away. Now, I know we had Dom on, and Dom had magnets, and Dom was showing huge increases in growth and production. Mm-hmm. But, you know...
But he went through a whole process. You just threw a magnet under a glass of water. So that's pretty astounding just for the basic, here it is, enjoy your magnet. Really.
And, of course, in the spirit of, hashtag test it, I wanted to at least try something to see if there was going to be any result. Not that I don't trust Dom, but I needed to see it with my own 2 eyes. And sure enough, there it is. That's just
you can even see at the node areas, there's no little brown dead pieces still on there. Those have already either gotten healthy or faded away, shed off. So yeah, it's pretty crazy the difference in the 3.
So I know Alan had said last week that he had ordered some magnets from Wish. And I've done a bit of shopping on Wish, and it does seem sort of
hit and miss.
Yeah, you never can tell exactly what it is you're going to get.
Right.
Extra large pants or skinny jeans for little girls. And I don't know, I ordered one of those big rice bag, like punching bags almost. It hangs on the wall and it's got 3 pouches in it. And it was about 4 times bigger than I thought it was going to be when it showed up yesterday. So little things like that are nice because you get more than what I anticipated, but there's been a few other things that I get them, and it's just complete and utter garbage, or they just, really crappy advertising, or I just got tricked and fooled. Either way, Zach, I know you had said that there was a website that you were going to try to look up, and I just wanted to shoot you a reminder that if you could.
Yeah, I can't find that one that I always bought from. I don't know, maybe they went out of business over the last year, because it has been over a year since I bought from them. There was one, I think Dawn dropped it in chat. Oh, cheapmagnets.com, maybe, or something like that.
A name for a website, is
Wish, yeah, Wish is a good place, but it takes a while to get there, to get your stuff. I'd say go to Etsy or eBay and find, a family-run business that's doing this stuff. And because, I mean, the market out there is so overwhelmed with all these magnets now. China is just pumping them out like crazy.
At the
So you
little
can
hobby
get them real
stores,
cheap right
they're
now.
hanging, like literally hanging on the
You
wall.
can get them for 20 cents.
And the packaging has gotten a lot better on them. When they first were having them in the stores there, it was just like stuck to a little blister pack on cardboard, and you couldn't even get them apart on the shelf. They were stuck. But now they've got them in little containers or little boxes or things to help keep that from happening. And so you can keep up with them in the house, that kind of thing. Because I know if you drop one, they're pretty much going to stick to something somewhere. I found if anyone stuck to a nail on the floor, like I couldn't figure out where it had rolled to, and there it was, just stuck.
Do you have a compass by any chance, Josh?
I have some small.
Not like with you right this second, but
yeah, I have some
I'd
small
love
cheap
to
ones.
know if that is the south end facing up. Diva asked, how do you tell, which side of the magnet to face up? And I've always heard south. You want the south end of the magnet facing up towards your plants. That's kind of like what we have here on the Earth. So you take your north of your compass, and that should point towards your magnet. That's how you can tell the south side of the magnet. The north of the compass will point towards it. And as you flip over the magnet, the compass needle should flip around 180 degrees and be facing south when you have the north end facing up. That's the easiest way I know how to tell. I know they have testers. You can go and just touch it to it, and it'll give you the light on is, north, no light is south, stuff like that. But yeah, a simple compass will tell you all you need to know.
I was just using my wish ordered intuition. My intuition is only slightly better than my wish results.
Chance. It's a 50-50 shot, so.
But yeah. So other than the crazy bit of magnet work I've been doing, it's been a real quiet week for me. Nothing special going on at work, nothing special going on here. I did get to talk to this guy Derek at work a little bit yesterday. He was telling me some of the really fun and exciting things he's been doing, building little circuit boards and doing all sorts of stuff. He's a ham radio operator. We're going to have him on not tonight, but next Friday on Have No Sphere. We're going to have Derek from my work come on and talk to Bob and talk to John Savage about ham radios. I don't think Derek's a flat earther, but I find it interesting where we have Bob, who has been a ham radio operator that became a flat earther. And then we have John Savage, who is a flat earther, who became a ham radio operator. And have them kind of compare notes with Derek and see just how many questions we can get Derek to start asking himself about the shape of the place on which we live. So I think it's going to be a good conversation. I think it's going to be exciting. Going to be a lot of nerd talk, a lot of nerd ham radio talk. But some of the stuff Derek does and gets to doing with his radios and stuff it's it's pretty cool. He's a smart guy. He's having lots of fun with the stuff that he's doing. But I do want to give a big shout out to everybody over there on tfrlive.com/chat. And a big shout out to everybody here on YouTube in the chat room. I hesitate to go through and start listing the 26, 28 people that we have. So I just want to shout good morning to all. Much love. Thank you all for being here. And yeah, that's a big, long introduction. But we's here. And it's Friday.
And it's Friday.
And America hasn't gone into civil war yet.
Yay.
Now, what you got going on there, Zach?
This is my first attempt at building a homemade dynamo. Right now it's running at under 2 volts. I found that it takes a 3-volt motor, and once I get it spinning up, I can turn the voltage down and it still remains spinning. I'm gonna, let me see, turn it all the way down. It should just stop. Yeah, I have the magnets on there. They're like pyramid magnets.
Interesting.
And I just had a revelation. I should flip these on the inside around and force more energy this way. I think I'm stifling it that way.
Almost, counteracting the other magnet.
Mm-hmm. And it's positive, negative, positive, negative. I'm thinking maybe doing positive, positive, negative, negative, or positive, 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 negative, 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 and seeing if that changes anything. I don't know. I'm just playing.
Well, remember, what was it Tesla said? It's all 3 6s and 9s.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, that it is.
But yeah, it's just a copper wire from something I took apart, a battery jumper, and then some copper wire wrapped around that. I found that when I unhook this copper wire from the main copper wire, it drops like 30%. And then I had the magnets just in whatever orientation. I really didn't pay attention the first time. And I doubled it after I fixed it and did positive, negative, positive, negative. So yeah, I got a lot of learning to do. But I just had a hair up my butt last night. I was like, I can do this. I've been watching Dynamo videos. I'll get a better setup.
It doesn't just roll off the tongue as well, does it? Not like dynamite.
Dynamite. So yeah,
you were talking about carrying. Sorry, you were talking about carrying magnets all the time in your pockets and things like that. I remember, it's probably been 3 or 4 years ago now, watching someone take magnets, neodymium magnets, forcing them together against themselves so that the force of that happening is part of this system. And they put them on these, it's been too long now. I think it was like a metal piece around their belt area, and literally were creating a personal Faraday cage almost out of these magnets. I'll have to see if I can find that video. Man, it's been too long ago. I tried to look for it the other day when we were talking about all this, and then we got sidetracked on too many topics and I lost it and never went back for it. So I'll dig around while we're on break and stuff and see if I can find that. It's been a long time, and probably that worked. So it'll probably be hard to find, but it was just really interesting, that forcing the magnets against themselves and what kind of energy that would have created in this mechanism he created. I don't remember the details. He explained why, I'm sure, but I'm going to dig for it.
Yeah, it looks like you can buy some magnets with holes in there for countersinking some bolts or some screws. So I wonder if I force together a couple magnets and put those in the dirt, if that's going to make any difference. What effect that might have.
Man, I had something and now it's gone. It's out there in the ether. Oh well, that happens. It'll come back to me eventually. That's what happens, folks, when it's, a 5 a.m. show, 4 a.m. show.
When you're jamming two magnets together, you're sort of, putting two toroids together, aren't you? Squashing them down, so there's that real pressure line between those two toroids. Usually when you see the older drawings of, some of the metaphysical sort of anatomy or whatever it is, that they draw our body has a toroid around us. So I don't know it would actually do to have a double toroid at your waistline. I'm sure it would have an effect, but exactly what?
Yeah, and he explained all this in that long time ago. I'm digging right now. There's so much magnetic stuff out there, though, and for me not to have the exact description, I'm just getting a lot of people making leather belts and just all kind of stuff. So it's going to take a search. This is why I got sidetracked looking for it the other day. Oh, here we go. I can make a Captain America shield. Oh, my goodness.
Well, it looks like
Get
we're
some
slowly
vibranium.
bumping up.
That's what I'm saying, man. I'm ready.
Not even slowly. We got about 30 seconds. The break should be
Oh,
happening
we are
any
breaking it
minute
up.
now.
Well, I'll shut up then.
There we go. Look at that.
Nice.
Anyway, this is the Ironworx on Truth Frequency Radio. We've got Lucas. We've got Walter. We've got Zach. I'm Josh Corey. Stay tuned and we'll be back right after these quick messages.
Hey everyone, it's Chris Gio, founder of Truth Frequency Radio and host of Beyond the Veil. The mainstream media and establishment are running scared right now, and they
And welcome back to the second segment of the Ironworks on Truth Frequency Radio. Well, Zach, Lucas, and Josh hanging out with you this morning, just having a grand old time. It may not necessarily surprise me if we had a Drafodra drop in at some point. I've not heard from him, but I do see him back active again on Skype. So, again, it wouldn't surprise me if he just dropped in unannounced.
It'd be a nice surprise.
It would be a nice surprise. We've not had a chance to talk to Jonathan in at least a couple weeks.
I'd like to shout out Martin Liedka. I forgot to do this last week. When I brought this up, it was right at the end of the show. But I had mentioned the Coliseum. Imagine that as a Searle generator, like the building block, like the base for it, to hold all the magnets and stuff in place. I was looking at the design, and I really think they could have built a system like that in there.
You just reminded me.
But that was a Martin Liedka idea. I wasn't able to shout him out Tuesday, so I just wanted to do that. Yeah, thanks, Martin. He sent that to me, actually. A little thing of it saying, yeah, imagine this is one of those Searle generators. And I've been looking for more building styles like that. There aren't many.
Our buddy Robert Page, I believe, and if I'm wrong, I am so sorry, but I'm trying to find it right now. I think he sent me a drawing on Twitter of just something. There it is, Robert. I'll get that saved. Hang on one second. And I will share it with you guys. Well, here, I'll just share it with you now. Hang on. Are you seeing this?
I do not know.
Are you seeing my screen?
Whoa.
Yeah.
What's that?
Whoa.
I don't know. This is a picture Robert sent to me on Twitter. Robert Page said, "Thank you, Robert."
Well, what does that look like to you, Lucas?
Looks like one of those generators, yeah.
Yeah.
Just
ginormous. Look at these. Those are 3-story farmhouses.
Right. It would last for thousands of years, I see here. I don't know if this was a proposal. I don't know. Robert may be telling you guys in chat right now where he got this photograph, or not a photograph, it's a picture, sorry. An image, as we're so familiar with. But yeah, I was, in fact, I think he said this might be a Searle generator. Is that what he said? Could this possibly be an example of the Searle effect generator? If you guys don't know Robert Page, Rob Dog, the top dog, go check him out on Twitter. We hang out on Twitter. I used to hang out a lot on Twitter.
What would you do with all that electricity, though? I mean, you just need one. You don't need any more.
Yeah, that's like powering the earth right there.
Yeah.
Just really fun, right?
That's some interesting text there. I'd like to be able to. I'd be curious what that whole paragraph there on.
I know. I
right
want to read the rest of that too. Like, could something about a savage race that might come after? So, savage race right there. You guys see it. He's coming.
Yeah, it's a giant monument to electricity built of the finest concrete. I don't know. That is definitely interesting.
Yeah, if you can get the source for us, drop it, Robert, and we'll get deeper into that for sure. Thank you, sir. I'm going to get off my share before... there we go.
Now, would that change the earth right there? Would that... I mean, that would be producing some serious magnetic... I don't know. It might throw off the whole kilter of everything, building something that big. I don't know. It's Tower of Babel stuff right there.
Well, imagine living in those houses next to it. You just like brush your hair and it just goes straight up constantly. You know, you'd look like, you know, those women on the ISS with all the, you know.
Yeah, you'd have to put this in like Siberia and northern Canada where there's nobody around for hundreds of miles. Wow, I just couldn't even imagine something like that.
All the flatware's up against the wall. You got to peel it off the back wall just to have dinner.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's neat idea, but I don't know about it. That's overkill right there. You would think.
Yeah, and you know, who's going to wire that?
Right?
So it's like
It would be like 3-foot diameter copper wire.
Hungry Billy Bruce in chat called it the Iron Mountain. So I like that.
That's nice.
Oh, wow. Yeah, that broke my brain, Walt.
Wasn't I? Robert sent that to me. He was in chat a little earlier. I seen if he left us a source or more of that. We can read the actual whole picture.
I wouldn't think that would be a serial generator, though.
No, it doesn't really look like one.
That's a Dynamo. We use those.
Yep.
Those are how we power everything now, pretty much. Just spinning something somehow, either burning coal or having water do it, but they turn a wheel and they hook up. I've been researching, a car battery or a car alternator is a lot like the same thing, but they add some little, components to it to be able to transfer it into DC and this and that. And it does all these neat little tricks. But just spinning that wheel around, it creates a good amount of electricity.
So if you could turn a dynamo with just water, you can create these fountains with just enough pressure, water pressure, to keep it sort of self-flowing. So it pushes it up out the spout and then it falls back down to the basin, and the basin pushes it back up. Couldn't you just turn a dynamo off of that pressure? Then all you've got to do is keep the water level proper?
Nemo had this idea. He shared it with me after Tuesday's show. He said, what if you took, you had the 4x4x4 big plastic tub with the hole in the bottom, and then the next over you had 2, and then the next over you had 3. And you would, take all that water, have it spinning a couple different wheels in there, going from one to the next one to the next one, tearing down, and take one of them and just charge a little pump to take the water from the bottom and put it back up into the top bin. And take your other 2 dynamos that you have on it and use those to charge other things. Would that be perpetual right there?
I watched this video the other day. I'm going to link it to you in a moment, but they were discussing, ultimately what they were discussing is that image we had shared on one of our show pictures maybe 4 or 5 months ago, where they had the little tiny plastic sailboat sailing on top of a stream of liquid, and a plastic sailboat upside down also sailing on this little stream of liquid. Well, actually what that turned out to be was this elaborate setup where they were using air pressure and water suspension and surface pressure and all these different things to create these layers in between liquid. And the first thing I thought was, let's separate the waters and make a place between them. And then the whole idea of just the fact that that separation has to be creating some type of energy in that system. I'm going to find the video. Hang on. I'll send it to you. But yeah, it with that idea and then this one that you and Nemo have talked about, it could actually maybe all come together. We're about to break this thing. Hang on.
And I don't know if it would be considered perpetual, Zach, because you do have to maintain it. I think the most ardent purporters of perpetual energy will say that it's not perpetual because as soon as the water evaporates, it stops.
Or as soon as you add a load to it, you're drawing something out of it. So, yeah, it slowly wears down, but you may get increased efficiencies by huge amounts compared to what, and that's what I think is really going on in our world. You know, we're given these things, and they're just not very efficient as they could be. So it's very interesting, you know, in speaking and sort of tying the two things together, the plants and the electricity. I was actually looking at some patents, and it's part of this website called rexresearch.com. And it's just got a bunch of information in there, but there were some patents on creating an antenna, or the tree acting as an antenna. So you basically could get a voltage from the tree. So, and the thing that was interesting as well was that when there was a storm that was coming, actually the voltage in the tree would drop. So it sort of knew beforehand when the storm was coming. So I just found that really fascinating.
It is.
Yeah, like, hey guys, everybody discharge a little bit, or we're gonna get hit by lightning. We don't want to be the.
No doubt. No doubt. Yep.
Nature's just amazing.
So
it really.
This guy at work, Derek, that we're going to have on next Friday, he builds his own antennas, and he's got a little tester, so you can test the angle at which you're receiving and broadcasting, and how well it works, and all that good stuff. He was telling me a little bit yesterday that he's building these little circuit boards, and he's building his own antennas. So I really think there's going to be some good conversations to be had on Friday.
Yeah, that's awesome. I can't wait. I know we're going to be having Tommy on here pretty soon as well, that flat fellow. I got back to him kind of late. I think it was Wednesday evening. I know that's real short notice, but the offer's out there. We may hear from him today. Maybe he'll be with us tonight. If not, hopefully the following week after next week.
Awesome.
Yeah. Just a great guy. We can talk about how he does his flat tapping.
Shout out to the original Aussie. What's up, Rob? Good to see you in chat, friend. Wish you could come hang out with us. If you can, let us know. We'll drop you a link for sure.
Well, just go run over to Lucas's, and you can say hi.
Yeah, y'all just get on his camera. Y'all can hang out. So stupid.
Yeah. The door's open, mate.
Right. Hey, Zach made it to my house. You never know what can happen.
Yeah, well, that was 911 miles, I think.
Confirmed. All right, I found that video and dropped it in our chat and in the show chat on Truth Frequency. No, I mean on Iron Realm Media's YouTube channel. I will also drop it on the Truth Frequency chat, just for all those multitudes there to check out. So this is it's a little more elaborate than I remembered. Actually, I forgot, because I watch a bunch of these kinds of videos throughout the day. I like to watch science stuff. So this is a little more elaborate. They actually are shaking this system. It has something to do with the vibrational. And of course it would, because frequencies. But yeah, it is really strange the way this suspension occurs. And if you think about the frequency of things in general, I mean, that could be part of how the vault, if you will, the firmament or whatever's got these separation of liquid happening for us. Maybe that's what it all is about, is the frequency of it all. That's what separates it. The harmony, the vibration, the cymatics. I don't know. Wow, there was something else about cymatics I watched that same day too. Hang on, I'll find that one. It was pretty interesting.
Yeah, I saw something. What was it? Brain fart. It was space related.
I don't know.
Wasn't with dinosaurs as well, was it?
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, apparently, you know. Go ahead, Lucas. Tell them about it. You know what's up.
Oh, I didn't read too much of it, but
you don't have to, really. Probably the headline's enough, actually. Just
dinosaurs, moon. That's just join them together.
I think I saw this, right? Iron Sky. It was pretty awesome. Is Hitler in this story? Oh, man. Oh, you cannot write this crap. So they do. Oh, man. So, yeah, apparently dinosaurs on the moon. I mean, what more do you need, really, than that?
Well,
you need facts.
We don't need your sensationalist headlines here, Walter. It's not dinosaurs on the moon. I believe, as I recall, that there are likely to be the remains of dinosaurs on the moon, right? Let's get it straight.
Damn it. You want to ruin everything.
You're going to confuse people. You're going to confuse them. You're going to think there's little tiny T-Rexes up there with all the little, what were those, microscopic water buffaloes or something?
Safe place to start Jurassic Park.
There you go.
know?
So you know what happened, right, everybody? Everybody knows. I don't have to tell you how this works out, right? How could we possibly have dinosaur remains on the moon, right? Come on. Logic through it. Think about their model. Think about their excuses for the fake dinosaurs, fake death, and fake being wiped out.
You're missing the obvious explanation, Walter. It's right there in front of your face. The dinosaurs they're trying to build a jump base to get to Mars. Why the fuck else would they be on the moon?
The gate, everything, they're ready. Oh my God.
So is this a reason that we should go to the moon, but we can't? They pushed it back again. You would figure they would quit saying nonsense like this and just take all the attention away from the moon totally. Yeah, you can say you're going every once in a while, but don't sit here and put out articles. Yeah, there's dinosaur bones on the moon now. Now we got to go try and find them because you're never going. I don't know if they think this stuff through very well or what.
So midway through the story, as it tries to convince us that dinosaurs remains are on the moon due to the dino killer asteroid striking Earth and, like, you know, catapulting them to the moon, we have a lot of evidence of this happening. This is quoting. We have a lot of evidence of this happening with at least 289 meteorites that made it from impacts on Mars all the way to Earth, discovered on our planet so far.
Okay, wait a minute. So
that's
rocks
proof
from
enough.
Mars told us what is on our moon.
On our moon, right. Many moons in the solar system are thought to have been created by gigantic impacts, including our own. It may even be possible for microorganisms to survive the journey from Earth to other planets, or vice versa, while hidden in rock. Hidden in rock. Rock! Sorry.
There's only one way. There's only one
So are they
way
saying
to
the microbes traveled from Mars to the moon and then evolved into dinosaurs?
No, the dinosaurs were here on Earth, hanging out, smoking cigarettes, and then the asteroid hit them. Shout out to all those Far Side fans. All right, so the asteroid hit them, and that's like just like on like you see the circus performers. One guy gets on one side of the seesaw, and the guy jumps on the other end and sends him up in the air. Same thing here. Same thing. Clowns and rocks.
Catapulted.
Yeah, clowns and rocks. I mean, what more do you need?
Puffing on a big cigar, just standing on a big giant waiting.
Oh my goodness, my goodness. Well, when we get back into the lettuce pile, buddy, we go full force.
Nachiketa in chat says it started to sound like heavy metal just now. I always think of Boobopolis from South Park. When I think of heavy metal, my brain always goes to South Park, where Kenny and Stan's dad are fighting to be with the boob princess. No?
No.
Okay.
No, I missed that one, damn it.
Oh, it's a great one. Gotta go. It's when they're huffing cat pee. And they go around and take all the cats, and Cartman's got them up in the attic like Anne Frank. And he's grabbing all the cats from the neighborhood and storing them up in his attic. Oh, you got it. Oh, it was a classic one. Yeah. Mr. Garrison, okay, says, yeah, huffing cat pee can get you high. Get you really, really high. Probably shouldn't have told you that. Okay. All right, I'm done. Sorry.
We've only got about 5 minutes before we hit the halfway point.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, it's been a minute since I watched South Park. I haven't watched the last couple the last season, 2 seasons probably. Ever since I went to Tegrity Farms, where Randy's growing pot now. I don't know, it's just not as funny.
Apparently, Rob in chat corrected you. That was Mr. Mackey.
Oh, Mr. Mackey. Yeah, I'm sorry there, Rob. Okay.
Always going to be scientifically accurate on this show, sir. Thank you.
Yeah, Hungry Billy Bruce, cheesin'. They call it cheesin'. Where you set the cat up in a little thing and you put a picture of a mad cat in front of him. Oh, jeez. Off the rails. And this all started on space lettuce.
Yeah. Yeah, see what it does to you?
That's what it does.
So I'm trying to get you guys off of that shit. Oh, man.
So Elon Musk. Remember his flamethrower?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, people are being arrested and all kind of people. They're going to people's houses over in Europe, the people that bought them, to confiscate these things back. And Elon's trying to claim, well, they're not a weapon.
These people do know they have flamethrowers, right? Anyway,
Yeah,
go ahead.
people are trying to travel on planes. Someone tried to take one on a plane. Well, I didn't have the canister to fill it. Like, it's a flamethrower. They don't let
Flames
me
on a
carry it.
plane.
No, I actually meant, do these government officials realize they're going to confiscate freaking flamethrower? I mean, that would be a very, very, very timid knock on the door for me. Hello? Are you there with your flamethrower?
I'd like to have your flamethrower, please.
But yeah,
Just
Elon's
quickly
trying
put your hand on the door handle just to check that it's not too
See if it's
hot.
warm, right?
Fuck you, Macaulay Culkin.
Oh, my
But yeah, Elon's claiming, oh, they're not a weapon. They were a toy. We got the idea from Spaceballs.
Spaceballs. He's a big fan of Spaceballs.
Yeah.
I'm sure he is.
Uh-huh. So many things I could go with that. But
Yeah, we only have a few minutes left, though, so.
Well, Bill Gates says Elon Musk is no Steve Jobs.
Oh, thank you, Captain Obvious. For the record,
he's a great-
Josh
he's a
Corey
great
is no Zach
engineer.
Zabala. Just to get that out there, make it perfectly clear. I am no Zachary Zabala.
I'm no Josh Corey. What are you talking about?
What was the giveaway? Was it the sneakers and jeans?
He did call him a great engineer, though.
Because he's got one of those little trains that he rides around in his office and he wears a hat.
Takes them around his factory like Richie Rich. Oh, jeez. His son, XJ7143, or whatever his name is.
I was thinking it was THX15. No.
Could see him doing silver spoons. Remember that old show?
That was pretty good. Ricky Schroeder.
Ricky Schroeder. Whatever happened to that guy? He actually did stuff when he got older, didn't he?
He did. He was on NYPD Blue, or no, one of them cop shows.
Mm-hmm.
Him and his magic underwear.
Oh, jeez. There's a lot of those young TV stars that, Jason Bateman, is that his name?
Justine's brother? Yeah. He's done a whole lot of stuff.
Yeah, when he made his comeback, I never liked him when he was younger because he was always that stuck-up snob.
Mm-hmm.
But, man, he's played some amazing roles. That one in, is it called Aces Wild, maybe? There's a bunch of people in it. Bunch of people in this movie. It's about some magician, hitman wants to kill him, blah, blah, blah.
I hear break vibrato.
I know exactly which one you're talking about.
Yeah, he played a hilarious, real small part, but just priceless role.
That might have been one of those Guy Ritchie films, maybe. I don't know. I'll have to look it up. I know exactly which one you're talking about. Lucky number Sven or something. 7.
Slevin, maybe. Yeah.
Number one source for news and information without the hate, hype, and fear. We're proud to feature cutting-edge programs like Beyond the Veil with Chris and Cherie Geo, X Squared with Brooks Agnew, Paranormal Portal with Brent Thomas, Karenism Raw with Karen and Nissa, Fearless with Frank Castle, Strange World with Mark Sargent.
Good morning. I'm here. Wake up. Wake up. Wake up. Wake up!
What is dark matter?
Okay, we don't know.
That's great. That's why it's called dark.
It's exactly.
Everyone knows all reputable information comes from random people on the internet. Tell me things, internet. The Earth is...
Dark matter is something we don't know what it is. We believe the dark matter is there, but we have never detected it. Well, what I'm afraid of course, is that there is no dark matter out there. There was one? There is no dark matter out there. We need to think really hard, to think really hard, to think really
have come here to chew bubblegum and kick ass. And I'm all out of bubblegum.
I like the way he talks. Mm-hmm.
And welcome back to the second half of the Ironworx.
That was good.
Josh, Lucas, Walt, and Zach hanging out, doing absolutely nothing but enjoying ourselves to the fullest.
So we had a visit, actually still being visited, by the Whiskas. I don't think they don't do videos or anything like that, but they've been to every conference, every meetup that, the big ones, the Flattoberfest. I've met them quite a few times now, and they're just awesome people. They're on their way out to California. They're going nomad for a little while, and they found a buddy out there, a fellow flat earther who's got a farm. They're going to go work on the farm with him, and yeah, they're just living life. They're getting out of the beast system and helping, a like-minded person. It's an awesome story. I was going to maybe he told me to wake him up, but it's early, and I don't know. I just hate waking up everybody, going out there knocking on the door, but maybe here at 5:30 or so, the next break, I'll just go give a little tap, and if he gets up, maybe we can get him on here for a little bit, and he can tell you what's been going on. But just really great people. I don't know, I've never met a community like this, where we're all like a family, kind of. They said the whole way across the country, they have places to stop, fellow flat earthers, that they're going to visit on their way out there.
That's awesome.
Yeah. They have their son. He's graduating this year, I believe. Homeschooled. Really bright young man. The future it's bright. There's a lot of smart, intelligent young people that are growing up with the right information now. They're taught from a very young age to look for the bullshit and see through it. And I think it's going to change the world when this next generation comes around and they've had all this information. I mean, I couldn't even imagine if I would have known all this stuff at 14, 15 years old.
I think that's why it's so important of what we're doing and trying to open these minds and break that conditioning, because the conditioning has increased so much more that we have to combat it. We have to be able to not allow these brainwashed individuals to try to make choices for their neighbors.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's exciting times, I gotta say. I mean, for things to get a lot better, I think it's gonna have to still get somewhat worse. I don't think it has to be an all-out revolution and people hanging from trees and burning down capitals. None of that stuff has to happen. I think the way it's happening, a nice grassroots, slow, organic movement, the ones that they're terrified of, that they have to go out and throw out all these false flags and all this nonsense that it's now legal for them to do. Smith-Mundt Act, is that what it was called?
I'm pretty sure that's right.
Yeah, that's correct.
Yeah, it's gone. Obama got rid of that. They can legally lie to us. They can use propaganda, against us now. That is insane. If that doesn't wake people up to...
Well, at least they only just started doing it after the Obama administration. I didn't finish that.
Well, now it's legal, Yeah, they've been slipping by so many of these little, and we think it's little things because there's so many bigger things going on, They throw in all this giant nonsense and then slip the real important stuff by without us even knowing it.
Well, that's that.
Oh, yeah.
And it's the accumulative effect of that as well, isn't it? All those little things building up on each other.
Mm-hmm. You make a mountain out of a molehill and a molehill out of a mountain, nobody knows what the fuck to believe.
A molehill out of a mountain. I love that. I was thinking about that too. Everybody's the new president. He's going to change this. When is a president going to come out and say, "Hey, let's stop all this child trafficking"? When is that president coming out?
Well, isn't that supposed to be happening right now? I thought that was
trust the plan.
Start on the 20th.
Just
and go
trust
forward
the plan. You're not trusting the plan.
Stop, Walter. Sorry. My bad.
Yeah, I don't know, but it's happening, folks. I think it is. I know it is. At least in my world, it is. Yeah, it's
coming. The reset is coming.
Yeah.
Trust the plan.
No, I'm sorry. I was not muted. I'm sorry. I was laughing at Alan Holman in chat. Hashtag stop the sniff. I love it. My new hashtag.
Yeah, did we talk about that Tuesday? The lookalikes.
A little bit.
You look kind of like Biden over there. Hey, go smell that kid. We want to see what you look like when you're doing it. See if you can be one of the lookalikes for this president.
You're not smelling them right.
There's not enough deep perverted satisfaction when you breathe. Right.
Doing it.
Close your eyes and pretend to enjoy it.
Yeah, we want to see your teeth when you're smiling. It needs to be genuine. Come on.
Come on, you can fake sincerity better than that.
It probably would have been harder to find a Trump lookalike, though, wouldn't it?
Yeah, they had to
not.
make those.
They found that Russian lady. She seemed pretty a whole lot like Trump.
Well, I haven't seen really anything in the news since that one day Savage dropped it in, where all these European diplomats are stepping down or being removed from office. That kind of just came and went without.
You're right. It did. I forgot to even look into it even more. I wonder.
I was wondering about that. It's like, well, I know that in the U.S. here a lot's going on, but it's pretty big for Europe. And I was wondering, people in chat, is there a big harumph going on over there in Europe? Are you guys getting a lot of information about all these heads stepping down or being removed for this or that? Yeah, I haven't seen anything come across, the things that they show me. Yeah, Liz is saying not that she knows of. If she's speaking to me, I don't know.
And speaking of Mark Devlin, that was someone we were reaching out to have back on in a near time. So just putting that out there. That is someone we're looking at trying to get back in here.
I think that'd be good.
Merkel resignation, Italian government out, Estonian as well, and a couple more. Diva Dante telling us there in chat. Thank you, Diva.
Are they going to their bunkers or what?
I had that thought as well, Lucas. Are they all stepping away because they have, it's time? I don't know.
And wasn't Lady Gaga like dressed up as
They couldn't have made it more
the girl,
obvious.
the girl from Hunger Games? Was it
From Hunger Games? How insane is that? In a story where there's a failed attempt on an attack on the Capitol, so as a result, they start these Hunger Games. And then here it is, Lady Gaga shows up in basically the identical effing outfit. The big poofy red skirt, the black top, the big bird brooch. It's insane.
They're literally
Mr.
planning out a movie.
Gaga is known for his wardrobe choices, so I don't know. Oh, I'm sorry. Did I say that out loud?
Yeah, not Cicada got you right there in chat. He's right there with you, well, Mr. Gaga.
Yes, Natch, that's what's up, brother. We are on the same page there. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, you can't
Chat, sorry, John.
make this stuff up. You can't make it up. You know, nobody would believe you if you made it up. If 2 days before the thing you said, yep, the person that comes out is going to look exactly like the lady from the Hunger Games to bring in the new president, you would be like, yeah, right. They wouldn't do that.
Yeah, well, they also wouldn't get like pedophile king called out by Ricky Gervais, Mr. Hanks, to it and do the inauguration, and we wouldn't have this new health secretary, health assistant, whatever the frick is going on there. You can't write this stuff. If anyone watching this happening right now thinks any of this is real, I really don't even have hope for them. I really don't. It's just beyond a game and a show and a holy shit. Is this really happening in front of me? Anyway, wake up.
It's lunar dinosaurs. Let's face it.
Right.
Okay, can we see Uranus? I never thought we could see Uranus with the naked eye.
If you ask nicely.
Couple drinks.
Space.com is saying you can see Uranus, Mars, and the moon get close in a rare night sky sight tonight. You will need binoculars to spot the sky watching treat. Okay. Maybe I'll have to look up tonight and see if I can't. I've never seen. I'm not going to say it, that one.
Join the list. You and a lot of other people.
I was reading an article about the deepest holes on Earth and this and that, and yada yada yada.
There's an ex-wife joke in there somewhere, but I'm not going to do it.
The bottom of the ocean and how we know more about other planets. All of the other planets in the solar system, we know more about them than we know about Earth, they claim. How ridiculous is that? To even state that claim. That is one of the most nonsensical things, when you think about it, that I've ever heard. And I used to actually believe that stuff. I've said that before. We know more about space than we do about our own ocean. Yeah, that brainwashing, they did an amazing job on me.
Means there's probably some awesome shit in the ocean. They're trying to get you to look at space.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, they openly admit that they know more about space than they do our own ocean. So yeah, that should tell you that they're hiding something down there. I don't know. Mermaids?
Why the hell not?
I've seen some crazy stuff about mermaids. I don't know.
If there could be dinosaur remains on the moon, there is sure as shit can be mermaids in the ocean.
But yeah, for all we know, geez, the ocean never stops. You know, you may hit the saline solution that you can't get through, but
Well, I was going to say, I know it does stop somewhere because I watched a guy in a submarine not be able to go any deeper.
Was that because of the salt layer?
Yeah, it was. Layers, though. Layers of liquid, inside of layers, inside of other layers. And yeah, it's pretty nuts when you think it through. That's what it is. I'm telling you, it's just layer after layer after layer. That's where all the infinite worlds are. They're just layered on top of each other. And when you change your frequency, you go up to the next one, or if you mess around, you go down to the one below.
Hey, Walter, did you ever check out his Dark Materials?
I started watching the original movie because I didn't want to go into it completely blind. And the original movie just was bad for me when I tried to watch it. And this was way back when you first told me about his Dark Materials, when I didn't even have access to it. So now that I have access to it, I want to watch it. I just couldn't get up to speed on that original movie.
I just finished the last season. It was ridiculous. Sorry, go ahead, Lucas. What were you saying?
Oh, that was the Golden Compass. That
was it. I couldn't remember the name of the movie. I was struggling for it. I knew I had tried really hard. It was just something about the acting in it, or I don't remember what turned me off of it.
Wonky CGI. It was shitty. Too many animals for
that was
CGI.
The talking animals.
Yeah,
that was it.
Well, again, the talking animals are the demons. So
right. Well, see, I didn't get far enough to get to that. So
well, and
then Liz is saying the books are better, so maybe I should start with the books because I love to read.
I will say that this last, I don't want to give any spoilers for the.
No, please don't. I do want to see it. Damn it!
It did delve into some more modern, updated, contemporary ideas, and sort of interwoven the worlds. But it was your idea of the layers of worlds stacked on top of each other, on top of each other, on top of each other. That if you hold on to that thought when you watch his Dark Materials, by the time you get to the second season, it may just blow your brain.
Okay, cool. How about it? Like I said, I've been wanting to see it, and now that I have it, I wanted to start fresh from the movie, and just couldn't do it.
Yeah, I wasn't a big fan of the movie either.
So can I just bypass that and go?
I would.
All right, good. Thanks. Yes.
And then maybe once you get to the story, you might want to go back and just sort of fill in the blanks, and you can sit through some of the obnoxiousness of the film. But yeah, you could probably watch the first, I think it's 2 seasons of his Dark Materials and be all right. We also finished the final season of Strange Angel, which I'm really disappointed that they're not doing anymore, because they didn't even get into Babylon working or any of the stuff that I really wanted to see. Yeah, the final scene was just Jack Parsons opening the door and having L. Ron Hubbard introduce himself. So
that was it. When you said the name, I'm like, I know this show. What is this? And that was it. Yeah, that was another one I didn't get to the end of. I watched a few of the episodes and we got sidetracked with other stuff. I need to go back. Well, I guess not now. Damn it.
Yeah, maybe they'll try to do a whole separate series. Maybe it'll be like a spinoff with Elron in it or something. Because I really was curious to see if they would even touch that subject of the Babylon working.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And the shit they did out in the desert that they didn't finish and didn't complete. Created Area 51 out there.
Wow. Okay. I'm sorry. I got lost in chat again. My apologies. Where's John Savage to keep me straight in the morning?
Savage!
Exactly. And here I am reading it again. Damn it. All right. Get out of chat, Walter.
Yeah, I'm trying to find what Biden's going to do in space. If we're going to the moon or not. We have a new head of NASA, just a temporary one, though. It's so nonsense.
Bridenstine, what was his name? He's not the one no more.
Oh, Jim?
Or Jim Boy?
President Dwight Eisenhower, yada, yada, yada. This is just a dumb.
Maybe he's going to actually start taking advantage of that new branch of the military and start feeding the funding over there. Space Force.
We need some outside universal threat. I occasionally think how quickly our differences worldwide would vanish if we were facing an alien threat from outside this world.
Mm-hmm. So again, I'm pretty sure that card's going to be coming soon. They've got Space Force in place already. So who knows? Maybe that'll be...
CIA has released all their files.
Oh, they have already?
Yeah. That's what I read. 10 years ago, I'd have been thrilled. Now I won't even look at it, probably. In fact, I'm trying to find the story I saw earlier, but I'm not seeing it. But I did come across... Go ahead, sir.
I just said this article. They're going through all the presidents and what they've said about space. And it's all, yeah, this president said that they really need a review of American human spaceflight plans by an expert panel, which came to be known as the Augustine Commission. This was Obama, right? And then it says in parentheses, not to be confused with the similarly named report President George H.W. Bush ordered 2 decades earlier. So it took 2 decades to then come up with, hey, we need to do this over again, this same report. I don't know what it takes for people to wake up. People have been waiting their whole lives, and they're, you know, over 50 years old. And they've never seen a human on the moon.
Wake up.
But they were told before they were born it happened. And it's going to happen real soon. We're going to have, you know, restaurants up there and hotels and dinosaur excavation sites. It's going to be amazing.
Museums.
Yeah.
Piecing them back, the femurs together. Yeah.
But they won't be the real bones. Those will be kept in back. You'll see plaster.
Oh, yeah, we can't keep the real ones
that's
out
right.
front. That's dangerous.
The heat and the sunlight destroys them. I think it's best if we just store the real ones on the moon. That way we have a place where they can be cryogenically stored.
Oh, we're going to have to make the moon now a, what is that? Kind of like Antarctica.
Cold storage?
Yeah, we're going to have stuff up there, but you just can't go there.
Right.
You can't explore
Yeah,
nothing
write
like
up a
that.
treaty. You're going to have to write up a treaty and only certain
Speaking of
people
Antarctica,
allowed.
Speaking of Antarctica treaties, did you guys see the story I put late at night or early this morning? I can't remember. But apparently back in December, somebody tried to make it to the edge and we all missed it.
Oh, what?
I know. The story was from December 31st of 2020. Apparently a couple out of, oops, I lost it. Somewhere out of Italy. Trying to hurry up and get through this, and they were close to break. Despite Italy's lockdown, now I see where they're going with this story. Despite Italy's lockdown, a couple from Venice recently set out to prove Earth's flatness once and for all by sailing to the edge of the world, which they believe to be somewhere near Sicily. Earth is a lot smaller than we thought. It's amazing how people who live locally never visit famous tourist attractions like the Leaning Tower of Pisa or the edge of the Earth, you know, where sea meets the infinite void, but they left out of Veneto during the lockdown. They headed for Lampedusa, violating all restrictions. Again, emphasis on this. This is coming from Salvatore Zacicci of the Maritime Health Office of the Ministry of Health. And they sold their car and they bought a boat. For them, Lampedusa, which is an island off the Italian Pelagi Islands, I'm probably murdering all this, in the Mediterranean Sea, that's apparently where they thought the end of the earth was. The trip did end in disappointment. They hit some snags immediately. Apparently, I've lost the thing, scrolling too fast. Using a compass, the couple set off on their boat. You probably won't be surprised to learn
that's
that
break music, Walter. You got about 20 seconds before we hit that.
Well, then I'll shut up and we'll finish this later.
All right.
They didn't make it. Spoiler.
They didn't make it all the way to Sicily, huh?
To Sicily. Spoiler.
Jesus. All right. Well, this is Josh, Walt, Zach, and Lucas hanging out with you this morning. We'll be right back for a fourth and final segment of the Ironworks right after this.
The reviews for Extendivite are amazing. Here are some from Amazon. September 2018. Extendivite works in keeping my blood pressure in the normal range. I've been using Extendivite for many years now. May 2018. Great product. I use regularly and I rarely get sick. March 2018. This product has relieved what appeared to be angina pain in my chest and shortness of breath after climbing stairs. I'm quite happy about it. February 2018. My husband, son, and I have been using this product for a few months now, and we have noticed an improvement in our joints and blood pressure. Tell us your story. Get Extendivite today. To order, call 1-877-928-8822. That's 1-877-928-8822, or visit heartdrop.com.
Extend your life with Extendovite.
Hey folks, guess what the #1 phrase that Life Change Tea receives by email? You ready? We love this tea. We love this tea. Time after time, week after week, we love this tea. Life Change Tea gives you more energy, a beautiful cleansing, and fulfills its slogan perfectly. The tea that makes you go. So if you want to be on your health game, log on to getthetea.com and order Life Change Super Strength Tea. Packages come in a 1-month supply, and when you brew this stuff, wait until you see the results. Aren't we all about the results? And with a lot of people's health struggling, we can use a little bit of help. Doctors will tell you disease starts in the gut. So log on to getthetea.com. That's getthetea.com. Be our next email saying, I love this tea. I mean, I love this tea. Get the tea at getthetea.com. Helping America one tea bag at a time.
He was the deputy director of MI6, Britain's most senior diplomat. He was knighted by the Queen and in charge of thousands of highly trained spies. But he was also a member of the Paedophile Information Exchange. He had 45 diaries full of sex fantasies with children. His friend was the private secretary of Margaret Thatcher. He strangled a child and hit another with his car. He raped young boys and organized orgies with children for other politicians.
The Enigma Channel, intelligent television for planet Earth. EnigmaTV.com.
No hate, no hype, no fear. We are TFR, your protection from deception.
Here's a message of importance to millions of people who are continually pale and washed out, weak and run down. Doctors will tell you that these conditions are often caused by a deficiency of iron. The iron you need to keep you physically fit and mentally alert. studies show that 2 out of 3 women and many, many men lack the daily iron your body requires, in a form your body can easily use and put to work. Every dose gives you more than your daily minimum iron requirement. So if you're not getting the iron your body needs, if you feel weak, run down, and are easily upset, start taking iron today.
Oh shit.
And welcome back. Sorry, I was just playing that through because I really wanted to find that boogie woogie woogie sound pipe. So don't mind me. All right. Let's try it. All right. It's all I needed. So trim that down a little bit.
Oh, so I found an article of our tax dollars being well spent.
Oh, good.
Nokia of America has been awarded $14.1 million for the development of the first ever cellular network on the moon.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder how they're going to power it. Guess what? It's electric.
But $14.1 million to build something. Let's get to the moon first before we start throwing all this money at it like this. I mean, I don't think you have to worry about having a cell network on the moon until you're actually there. So get to the moon. You know, I'm sure you have
space
something.
race. They've been there forever. It's all been a lie to make us think we're not there, but they've actually got crystal palaces. And I'm looking at you, Richard Hoagland. Anyway, sorry.
Yeah, Nachi Kate in chat. That's nothing these days. I agree, but you know what you could do with $14 million? You know how many people you could help? With 14 million, how many people you could feed with that kind of money? And yeah, it's not even so much the money, you know, it's the time and effort that people had to put into make that money to give to the government. You know, that's a lot of hours of people's blood, sweat, and tears going towards just straight nonsense. Yeah, it's a crime, in my opinion. It really is. I know it's only 14.1. I've never had $14.1 million, though. Yeah, I mean, they make money seem like, just because they have so much of it, this is just a little bit. But what they do with $14 million and what you could do with $14 million is a lot different. It seems like they are more interested in wasting it so they can get more next year than actually doing something with it. But yeah, I wouldn't pick it up.
Indeed.
Saying, yeah, we could. Yeah, it's
I kind of left you guys hanging at the break with the couple, and they were headed for the edge in Sicily. I don't want you to be concerned about their safety. They didn't make it. They found themselves lost, tired. They washed up on an island called Ustica. So they were immediately put in quarantine. Shocker. But their determination to find the edge was just so hardcore, they escaped and they sailed away once more. So they tried to do this twice.
They're looking for the edge in the Mediterranean Sea.
They were caught 3 hours later, and then a few days later, they tried to escape yet again, and this time they ended up at the home of a mythomaniac who claimed to be positive for the beer bug, but luckily he was not. So this is an interesting, bizarre, obviously bullshit spun up story. And then I go back and chat. Dan Morris suggests that we should get in touch with this couple to find out the true story. Because if the story being told to us by the media is this, I'm sure it's all fucked up. And you're correct, it is. We need to hear it from the horse's mouth. Some other folks think that might not be a real story because these people are looking for, who was that? Oh, that was Alan. Because they're looking for the edge in Sicily. However, again, we don't know. And we have a potential way to find out. I guess we could find out from them if we dig around. So I don't know. I'll have to find someone that can read Italian because the link is to an Italian paper to find out their names. I guess they're in here somewhere if I dig. But anyway, yeah, I like the idea, Dan, to find out from them. That would be interesting.
It probably wasn't the greatest boat either, considering they just traded in a car for
it. Right.
Well, it's not like they're going for. I mean, they're
maybe
in
they
Italy
just
and
got
going to
caught and
Sicily.
Maybe they just got caught and, the cop says, where you going? I'm like, I'm just going on the edge. telling him in other words, get stuffed. I'm not telling you anything.
I don't answer questions.
Yeah.
Interesting though, yeah.
I don't know. Trying to make flat earthers look crazy.
Well, that's what this seems to be. There's a push, actually. There's another story, let me find it, that I put in here about not the dinosaurs, conspiracy review to the heart of America's deep state. Now, this is a story from newsbreak.com. When is this? 5 days ago. And it's basically, Trump bashing, how all the people who seem to be Trumpies are all conspiracy nuts. Let me see. Did we mention Q in here? I'm sure. Yeah, I'm sure we do. But yeah, there's a new video game, believe it or not, called Conspiracy, a game in which you must untangle the threads of sedition that run from the U.S. deep state to the country's highest seat of power. Now, is this someone who believes these things and is just using this video game to get these ideas out there? Because I do see things like, 5G in rural areas, CMA founded, rigging the machines, 2,000 get dead geese. These are all little picture things that I'm assuming are tied into the game. It's interesting. But again, I don't know if this is a push to make it all look crazy or someone who knows a lot using a game to put the stuff out there. I'll give you guys a link to this so you can follow the game a little deeper. I may get into it and check it out and see if it's something I'd want to find out more about playing. I don't know. But there was another story right above that one talking about, where is it? The far right's lizard people conspiracy has a surprisingly dark origin, it would appear. Anyone want to guess where this is headed?
No.
A group of folks being like ostracized. And,
oh, Jesus, no.
Yeah. So that's what this story does, is take it all into a very anti-Khazarian thing. So yeah, this is all trying to lump it all into the whole pot of troublemakers, domestic terrorists, you know, lizard people believing, flat earth seeking, anti-Khazarian type folk. Yeah, it even mentions the protocols of the elders and how that was obviously a forgery way back in 1903. Anyway, yeah, I'll send that link as well to you guys here. I'll include that one, I guess, for the story. Oops, there it is, for the description. I'm sorry, trying to do too many things. So yeah, it's all just, again, trying to lump us all into the crazy farm and making it all seem that we're just... Sorry, reading chat again. I'll stop doing that, I guess.
Yeah. I don't know. It's so many of these articles, it's like we've said so many times, I don't think human beings are writing probably more than half of these anymore. I really think it's just like an ad lib. I bet if you went through, you could find a lot of the same sentence structures. Like it's the, you know, between different writers. I bet there's so many out there that write the exact same way.
Right. We've seen the newscasters all saying the exact, not just, oh, it's similar. They're repeating the exact same phraseology. It's something about Christmas presents, or it's something about a child's birthday. And hundreds of newscasters from hundreds of different stations across the world are saying the exact same phrase. So yeah, I don't doubt that that's going on in these stories as well.
This is a danger to our democracy. Every single news agency has said that. With a big long
I remember that one.
paragraph in front of it. Yep. I'm sorry, but the United States is not a democracy, people. Wake up. We are a republic.
Bound by a constitution.
We're actually a corporation, but hey.
Yeah, true. We were founded, though, even founded, not as a democratic. We are not, no, we are a republic. And to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God. You know, it's, and you hear all these politicians, our democracy, you are not in a democracy. I don't know. It's infuriating to me, at least, because words have meanings, you know, they really do. And I'm sorry, but a democracy is two wolves and a sheep discussing what's for dinner. That's the basis of a democracy. Yeah.
Apparently, this story is causing all kind of reactions in chat, though. Enlightened Dawn in chat, saying that the couple might have been trying to illegally get into Europe. They were found by the main transit for migrants illegally trying to get into Europe. I didn't take that thought of it. That's interesting.
Yeah, that makes more sense.
Trying to flee Italy.
Sorry, Josh.
I was going to say, it does make more sense that they're just trying to get the F up out of Italy.
Yeah. Dan Morris brought up good point about the AI articles. I'd like to know at least if they are spinning real stories or fabricating stories from scratch. I bet it's like a mix and match. I doubt any of them are like 100% the truth, but they'll take like this. We're saying they're probably just trying to get out of Italy, trying to escape, all the nonsense. I heard Italy's one of the countries that the lockdown is really just decimated. So yeah, maybe they were just trying to go somewhere else where they could maybe find, a job or something to sustain themselves. Who knows? And then they throw on the whole flat earth thing on top of it.
Well, I'll say this about the story. It's not a story that was pushed to me as a person who constantly is looking for flat earth content. I noticed that our friend DC mentioned that they spun that story to bait content creators. It was, I think, a third tag down. Like, I had started reading one article. It was interesting. And then at the bottom, there's the other clickbaits. And one was something else interesting. And I went to it, read it. And the third bunch of clickbait is where I found this flat earth article, which I thought even then that was really unusually deep for something that's not being pushed at me. Because usually if it's flat, I see it. But this is that new whatever break thing, news break app that I use on the phone. So maybe it hasn't learned, or maybe it's just filtering the hell out of it. I haven't thought of, I haven't seen one flat earth. I've had that phone since November. And that news break app has not pushed one flat earth article my way. That's not even hit me yet. The only place I get them is the same place you get them, from the Google feed or whatever. So, the fact that I constantly am, well, maybe this story, me reading it through that link, will start triggering it. That will start feeding them to me. I don't know. Yes, I did find it, D. And no, news is not going to distract me. It's kind of what we do here. It's to, kind of help people be informed about the fakery of our world.
I downloaded that app just so I could read some of those articles that you put in there. And it comes up with a heap of questions, do you want to know your location and all those sort of things? I said,
right.
And as it did that, I said, no, I don't want any of that.
That's what
all I wanted to do was look at the article. Well, the first ad that popped up was for Horsham bearings or something like that, and that's like a town 100 k's away. So it knew straight away.
Close enough, right? Interesting. Well, I know there is a section in there where you can choose to pull stories from areas. And I did do that.
Yeah.
Rather than tell it where I was, I went and picked, it literally gave me a list of states. And so I picked Missouri and Louisiana and the North and South Dakota areas, so I could kind of keep up with things going on around these guys. I guess I need to put Australia in there now, don't I?
Yeah.
And,
well, I said no to all that as it popped up. Yeah. So I'm just saying. Thought it was interesting.
Well, we'll see what it starts feeding you. That'll be a little comparison, I guess. Now, at the bottom of this story, there are all kind of little clicky links, and one of them says Edge, but when you go click it, it's just completely nothing to do with anything that we were talking about. It's just that word, I guess, in any of these articles. Because I was excited when I first saw it, but yeah, not too much further to go there. And again, it could start feeding them to me now that I've read this story through their little app for the first time, but I have not seen one yet. I do notice this, though. I'll notice that we'll talk about like this, or I just saw the Earth spinning so fast story over here from 2 weeks ago. We'll talk about something here on the show that you or me or whoever have dropped in here, and it'll be a week later before a friend or Michelle or somebody will drop that story to me because they don't listen to the show. It's earlier, or she's getting ready for work or whatever and misses us talking about it. And so it's a couple of weeks before she sees the story and throws it my way. So I don't know if it's just a Facebook lag or what it is. That's where she spends way too much time and gets a lot of her news stories. So anyway, it's always a lag though for her to send these stories to me. And I'm always like, yeah, we talked about that a couple of days ago or a couple of weeks ago or whatever. Huh.
Well, we are slowly.
Hell, we've almost done it, haven't we?
Yeah. 4 minutes, something like that.
Shout out to Nemo. Just popped in the chat. How you, Nemo? We were talking about you earlier.
Yeah, I was filling them in on your water idea, man. I loved it. And I got Battlefront 2. So I'm Good Times for All on there. I haven't even tried to contact other people. I'm not sure how. But it's on the Origin platform thing. So I think we should be able to connect up. I just play on PC. So yeah, hit me up.
We'll definitely do that.
We'll get Walt in there and yeah, we'll have a grand old time.
And you guys will never see me anymore. Real quick, Dan Morris in chat is saying if any of us talk to Bob from Globebusters, let him know that he is missed and that he is appreciated. Hope he realizes the majority is silent. We can't keep up with 1 zillion full-time trolls. That will get to his ears. He was actually in chat earlier at the beginning, so he may still be listening in.
Yeah, I think I can get a word.
We'll get that word to him for sure. Thank you, friend. And DC asking us to detox from the news and see if we can think clearer. I mean, dude, I get it. There's no way to not see something, or we'll just sit here and talk about guitar and video games all day. We got to dig in somewhere. And
we just point out
the politics. We do get into it in a control of ourselves, worldly, sovereign way. We try not to get into the whole, what we do. We don't have to tell you what we do. You listen, D. I know who you are. You're not fooling me. I know who you are. I'm not going to call you out, but I know who you are. So anyway, be there this afternoon. We're doing this again. Actually, it'll be more. There'll be other folks hanging out. A lady even, maybe.
Oh, well, look at there's Bob right there in chat.
I know that dude. Hell, he might come hang out with us. You never know.
He may. At the very least, we know he'll be here next Friday to discuss the ham radios.
That's right. Hammy.
I think I'm really looking forward to that discussion. I think that's going to have some good results one way or the other. Just as a side note real quick, we got about a minute and a half before we get out of here. We talk about it here, and of course I'd given it thought, what might happen if my work decides to try to force a vaccination on me. And how it's a real tough call because I don't know if I could just sacrifice that sort of income. I mean, I could, but I don't know that I would want to put that emotional stress on my wife. I can eat pork and beans out of a can sitting under a freeway. I don't give a shit. But she's not quite that comfortable roughing it, so she likes to have a little bit of security. But I'd never given any real thought about what might happen when she's forced to take a vaccine, which I think is a situation she is heading straight towards, according to what her bosses have told her yesterday. And just hearing it, you'd be surprised how defensive and protective you get. I mean, again, I thought about what I would do. I had never given any thought about what I would do if my wife is forced to take a vaccine. Yeah, it's tough. It's tough because I don't know that she's quite confident in doing a conditional acceptance letter. Yes, I will take your vaccine when you show me consideration and pay me $350,000 or whatever it is. Make up whatever ridiculous demands for them to refuse. So as long as you're not the one refusing the vaccine. Anyway, just things to think about.
Sending her love, man, for sure. Love you, brother. Sending her lots of love.
Will do. Love you guys. Thanks so much for hanging out,
Thank
Lucas. Always a pleasure.
Thank you. Thanks, mate.
Love y'all.
All right, we will talk to you guys right back here in about 11 hours.
Yep.
Love you guys. Be good, be well. Have a great rest of your weekend. Bye-bye.